Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and again, we've got some Mini GT. I am always stoked to look at new Mini GT. I just always am. Why? Because they're fantastic, and they got a good variety of stuff. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. We're going to start with the Kaido House model. So Kaido House by Mini GT, here we go. It is a Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR Kaido Street version 1. This has already been opened because I got it from my buddy Jay. He gives me the cut. He actually gave this one to me as a gift, which thank you very much, Jay. I do appreciate that. I did already get one version of this casting, like the first one that came out, and then this one came out like right after it, I think. And it is this guy right here. Pretty awesome. So Kaido House, Junimai, you know, he was a Hot Wheels designer, putting out his greatest hits now for Mini GT under the Kaido House brand, which is his brand, which is really cool. Just some really cool stuff. They're not quite 1/64 scale. They're a little bit larger, so that may be a turnoff to some of you folks. We mention it every time, though. I don't really care. These things are super detailed. They're super cool, and just quite good. So they're just like a Mini GT, except for they got even some more. We got a little headlight issue right there. We don't normally get any quality issues with Mini GT, but we have a headlight that is not pushed in all the way where it's supposed to be. I wonder if I can fix that. I probably can, but it's definitely going to take some finagling to get fixed. It looks okay, like kind of like that, but it is something's preventing it or prevented it from going into the car all the way. The hood opens on this. Let's see if we can get that to happen. I need to get something to poke up in there. And the way you do that is by, I believe, poking in through that way. There you go. And then we got an opening hood with a very detailed engine, which looks really cool. So we got that headlight issue. Other than that, this car is pretty cool. The nice thing is it is actually screwed together, so I can take this all the way apart, and I can see if that is something that's easily fixable, which hopefully it will be. I don't think I'm going to mess with it right now, and to be frank, actually, I may forget about it entirely and just move on. Because really from there, I mean, that looks good. That angle looks good. It just, when you're up close, you can tell that it's like popped out a little bit. See that? It's not quite set in where it's supposed to be. But these things roll really good. They're very detailed, look very nice, very, very cool. I am digging them. What's the next one that we should look at? I guess we got to look at these maybe. Let's look at this Lambo. We'll stick with a red car right here. This is the Lamborghini Revoto in ARX06 Lucido. It's red. Okay. Number 774. The easiest way to open them up is to just do this. Now, Mini GT can come in a box like this, or it can come in a blister pack with a box. It used to be just box if it was a standard Mini GT release, and if it was an M&J Toys or Mio release, then it would be like a hobby exclusive. Then it would be in a blister pack. But now Mini GT themselves, it looks like they release stuff in blister packs, like you have the option. But check that out. I don't care because I'm a loose collector. So everything ends up out of the package anyway. I love the Mini GT boxes, though, because it is a great storage solution for these cars. I originally got this casting in blue, I think it was, and I didn't really care for it all that much. I will say that this car definitely looks better in red than it did in blue. Very cool. In blue, for some reason, it was really giving me like Corvette C8 vibes. And not that I don't like a Corvette C8, I do like it. However, I think that, you know, the Lamborghini should obviously look different. And this looks way better, I think, in this color than it did in that dark blue. Rolls very well. All metal, of course. Metal base, metal body. It's screwed together. And real sharp looking. Really sharp looking. So, very, very cool. Engine detail right there. You can just see it right there exposed. Just crazy. Very awesome, though. No opening features on normal Mini GT. You're only going to really get them typically with the Kaido House, and that's it. Not on standard Mini GT. And I'm totally fine with that, because opening features in 1/64 scale I don't think are entirely necessary. Opening hoods are cool. When you start to get into opening doors and stuff like that, it's not really preferred. I mean, I have a lot of diecast that does it, but it's not very much preferred. Just look at this thing, though. The stance is great. It looks good. It looks really good. I mean, you guys can think it doesn't, but I think it does. All right. What's next? Maybe we do this. Let's start stacking these on top. We should probably do this. The one I was the most excited about, of course, is this Lamborghini, this Countach. Let's do this. We can keep the cars on display there. All right. This Lamborghini Countach Liberty Walk LB Works 2024 Tokyo Auto Salon. I loved when Liberty Walk did the F40. I thought it was awesome. Some people hated it, and some people loved it. I was in the love it camp. I really, really thought it was cool. Really, really thought it was cool. So now we've got a Countach, which Countach is one of my favorite cars of all time, of course. It's a supercar that I grew up with. Kind of like, didn't grow up with one in my house, obviously. But just like the F40, the Ferrari Testarossa, Porsche 959, the Countach, and then Lamborghini Diablo would be like those cars, right? Poster cars of my childhood. And to have them do a Countach, I thought that was very, very exciting. So let's check it out. So first 1/64 scale diecast Countach from Mini GT. And yeah, this thing is quite cool. Quite cool indeed. So it looks like we got a little, what is that down there? Is that a chip in the paint? Of course, we have a small little issue I'm already seeing right there in the skirt. Nothing too major, but it actually may cause me to get another one because I want a perfect one. And this car is exciting to me. So what do I think about the body kit Countach? I think it looks cool. It looks like we have a little quality issue back here too. Now normally I don't get quality issues with Mini GTs. They're quite rare. So we've had two in this video now. Some paint issues on this one. And some paint issues on this one, and of course the headlight issue on the Kaido House. This almost looks like it would open, but it doesn't. I think I think Mini GT is doing a standard Countach as well down the line. Not just this one, but this is really cool. I wish Mini GT would have been able to do the Ferrari F40. They did not. Inno64 did it and did a great job of it. But I would have loved to have seen a Mini GT version of it. And I don't think we're ever going to see that, but it would be really cool if they would do it. So, pretty cool here. Pretty cool indeed. The one thing you will need to be careful of on this particular model is this rear wing, because it does seem to be quite fragile. So you do want to be careful with that. This thing's pretty sick, though. It looks so dang cool. I like it. I know it's not for everyone. Not everybody's going to dig it, but your boy digs it. I dig it. I think it's awesome. All right. What should we look at next? Let's go for the James Bond Spectre Jaguar C-X75 in orange. We got to cut this one open with a scissors. So Mini GT got a bond license, and they have started putting out bond cars, which is, I'm really excited for the Lotus Esprit. When that comes out, I'm going to be over the moon. So far, they've come out with the Aston Martin, whatever, DB, whatever it is, and then this Jaguar, DB5, right? And then this Jag is the next one, and we're going to continue to see cool cars come out with this bond license. And the neat thing is, too, like the packaging, you're going to have options. Like, for you that really care about James Bond, and I don't really collect movie paraphernalia, but for people that collect maybe James Bond stuff, they have different options for the movie poster, like which country and stuff like that, which is, so different languages and stuff. It's really cool. I think that's a neat idea. I don't need it and all that, but all I care about is the car. It does come with the standard like box blister combo here. It just says Spectre on the outside and doesn't give you that. Yeah, these are still numbered, just like Mini GT models normally are. But let's take a look at the casting. And here it is. Here's the Jag. Kind of a sleek looking car. Jaguar. Again, it rolls quite nice. We've got the normal detailing that we would expect from Mini GT is all here, and it does look pretty good. Not a terribly exciting car for me, but it is cool. We haven't really seen many. Is this the first Jaguar that's come out from Mini GT? Is this the first Jag? I don't really remember any other Jags. I'd love to see him do an XJ220, but we'll see if that ever happens. I think this might be the first Jag. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Somebody knows. Somebody knows something there in the comments. Let me know. All right. Next thing we're going to do is the Nissan Sylvia Top Secret D1 GP. Top Secret Sylvia. We got to go ahead and open up this one with the scissors as well. From the D1 Grand Prix International Drift Championship. It's a drift car. Let's get it open and check it out. I got this car only because it's kind of like a top secret thing. Is kind of a famous deal or whatever. I don't even really know much about it. I don't really know much about drift car culture at all. But this thing seemed to be somewhat of a big deal that Mini GT was doing it, and then it seemed to be such a big deal that a lot of diecast companies were putting this out at the same time, which is just weird. It's like as soon as a company works out a licensing deal with some sort of diecast brand, they end up just like doing it with a bunch of them, which I guess in a way it may make a little bit of sense. I don't know. They get opened up to the possibility of it, and they're like, okay, well, let's continue. Not really sure, but yeah, this thing really isn't my bag as much, but I did just get it just because I thought it would be a significant enough model to add to my collection. So we went ahead and added it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's got all the details. It's got good details. Taillights look good. All that jazz. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. This one is awesome. This is the Nissan Z GT500, number 1, from Super GT Series 2023. I love Mini GT race cars. So, race cars. They do some really awesome racing vehicles from different racing series. They do rally cars. They do Formula 1. They do IMSAs. We're going to see in a second here. They do the Super GT stuff, which is really cool. But here is your Super GT Nissan Z GT500. And it is from, 2023 Super GT series. And it even tells you like what race team it was, and driver, all that good stuff. So it's really kind of fantastic. And again, all the details are here on this race car. Just sick looking. And yeah, you know it. It rolls. It's low to the ground. It rolls. It rolls fantastically well. So for those of you that, you know, really, really care about that, you can. Just really cool. Like the amount of detail that's in these race car ones. Now, a lot of times the race car ones are the ones that are that they can be a little bit more expensive than, let's say, like this Lamborghini right here. And just like that 007 car, I think was a little more expensive too. So I think it just depends on the amount of licensing trouble they have to go through. And maybe even the detail, the amount of detail that's on the car, because obviously this is not going to be as simple as just a regular old paint job on a vehicle of a factory color. You got all these graphics and all that stuff. You got to make sure it's accurate. And then you probably have to get multiple licenses. So and Mini GT does everything to the book, you know, right? They get licenses to get all that good stuff. And these are just great. They're just fantastic. So I'm a fan of that. And let's go ahead and check out the last one. We got an IMSA car, Acura ARX06 GTP, number 40 car from the 2024 Sebring 12 Hours. Let's cut open that packaging. Man, I really would love to get all of the IMSA cars. This thing is, I mean, it's awesome. And how could you say it isn't awesome? You'd be lying to me. Look at that, like, chromed. Is that, like, just foil printing or foil? I don't know. I don't know. They apply the graphics on this one. But it is shiny. Even the red paint is shiny. Very interesting. This one's probably a pain to do. So they do all these LMP cars, sorry, not LMP, or they're GTP cars, and they do them quite well. The last episode, I think we showed a Lamborghini one. This time we got an Acura. Very, very neat. All right, so I'm a fan of Mini GT. It's no surprise. I just checked now, and I am up to about 340 of these models in my collection. And like I said, we've had very, very few, like, real quality concerns with the models, which are great. We got a little chip in the paint on this one, and we got that wonky headlight in the Kaido. Other than that, these models are really, really good. And even with that little flea bite there, that's actually, where is it? Right there. That's hard to notice. Can't be too upset about that. I almost thought there was an issue right there, but no, it's just a really small printing of Mini GT. Check that out. This thing's my favorite of the day. I know it ain't for everybody, but I think it's really nice. And then, you know, second place is going to be probably that Nissan Z, and then the Acura. I just love the race cars that they do. And then we're going to go Lambo again, probably. Then Jag, then the Top Secret, and then Kaido's last. But very, very cool. Digging this stuff. You guys let me know what you think, of course, in the comments down below. This will be in the premium / import diecast playlist, which I have all sorts of brands of all sorts of premium quality and lots of just really good detailed 1/64 scale stuff to look at. So if that's the stuff that you like to look at, that's the playlist to go for. You're not going to see Hot Wheels in there. You're going to see, you know, more premium detailed 1/64 scale replicas of cars. Okay. You also got Auto World playlist I got on there too. If you want to see some nice detailed cars as well, you can check that out. That would be not in the import diecast playlist, but you can check that out there too. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. And whoa, what you got? Like some weird little bug. What are you? You're dead. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.